team los mo na minuto te nele chula valu. Pa malo te foi malo la tinu le usu foi le nature fo. Ia fa nga solo ina foi nga wenga ma tiu te ave for Tuesday as the countdown begins. Ia ulata mai foi kerisi masi tato te fie foi and celebrate ia le foi nga wenga ma mo tiu te ave for this year 2022. And also we have the team from SAFPROM in the studio right now, here to put out a summary and just to educate people more on what they have left for this year. So I'd kind of like to pass it on to the team to introduce themselves one more time for 2022 and their role and see what they're up to.
Morning, Sefa. Yeah,
Morning.
fatalo fat for ile pa yamal malo tatu atunu umfen fa funga mai leni tula o litai out ia o Ramona. The ACO for the Agriculture Sector Coordination Division. Yeah, pasia tu ila vaanga introduce ya la ua.
Good morning again, Sefa. Talofa again, everyone that's listening in and watching at this moment. My name is Loyufi Ayono. I'm currently with the SAFPROM project under the Matching Grants program. Thank you.
Taya manuia tau fionga o au Kerry Nina. Or the procurement officer SAFPROM in MEF. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. It's good to have everybody in this morning. So tell us, starting with you, Ramona, how has the work been so far, Moreneto Sanga for SAFPROM? Because we were talking about it off air. You know, there's a lot of good and a lot of downs. Jele lava for anything but you know, we've made it through the year. Tell us about that.
I think it's been a very rough ride this year. We've had to overcome a lot of challenges, particularly with the lockdowns, trying to get the disbursements out to our MGP beneficiaries. And I know our procurement team and our MGP manager will elaborate more on some of the challenges that we have faced. But despite this, we have still achieved a lot as a team. And we are very, very grateful to our farmers and fishers for their patience, working with us to try and make sure that we achieve the goals of SAFPROM, and that is to increase production and productivity. We were still in the initial stages of trying to measure that production and productivity, but we know and we're confident that in the years to come, SAFPROM will show impact with the work that our farmers and fishers are doing.
I think one of the great things about this project, SAFPROM, is that educating of people are getting the word out there of what farmers and fishers go through day in, day out. Because, you know, these are not big organizations. These are small, like little families trying to make money. So I think the videos that came out were a good result of, you know, Lengan Winga Safatino for SAFPROM this year.
Absolutely. The videos really portray the hard work of our farmers. And I think the incredible job that has been done by Denisa with those videos and the initiative taken by our comms specialist, Liz, in trying to tell the farmers' stories. There's a lot of challenges, but we need to look at the success stories, and through those success stories, it challenges other farmers and makes other farmers believe that we can still make it. Despite the challenges that we go through, we can still achieve the overall goal, and that is to really help our farmers, to improve their livelihoods through projects such as SAFPROM.
Passing it on to our MGP manager, Luayufi. Tell us, what is your role in the organization, SAFPROM?
Thank you, Sefa. My role is basically under SAFPROM, we have the Matching Grants program.
Yeah.
So this is where the farmers and the fishers are able to access the funds. So we call it Matching Grants because you have to match the value. So let's say, Sefa, you're a farmer, very hardworking farmer, that you're coming in to apply and say that you're eligible.
Yeah.
And say that you will be getting 5,000 tala worth of goods or services. It means that you have to come up with the other 5,000 tala worth of goods and services. And this is in terms of, the people that you hire, the equipment that you're able to purchase from your side.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, so basically that's it. That's so my role there is to facilitate this, but it's not just me. There's a whole lot of team behind all of this whole program. Not only within the Ministry of Agriculture, SAFPROM,
Yeah.
also with other partners like Samoa Business Hub. We have the Development Bank of Samoa, and of course our farmer and fisher organization.
So basically, yalo assess for ngale pe o kusale le kupele fia match mai le farmer, ma le kupele provider. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure. So the basic, the first thing in the process was registering. So say that we close up the registration in June 2020.
Yeah, yeah.
So say that we get the registration, and then we had the verification visits. So the whole lot of team members came out to see if it's actually true that what Lumelenga proposal it actually exists. And then from there, from the inspection teams that go out, okay, we see that this person has the potential to go through.
Yeah.
And then we pass that on to several committees that will again reassess.
Okay.
So that's when we initiate your trainings.
Yeah.
And this is Samoa Business Hub, the Development Bank of Samoa, and all other technical divisions. Yeah, makamay nga trainings, ma-assist lo nga pe thesis value like grant MOA.
Because there's a lot of money that goes into it. There's a lot of donors, putting money into this to watch it grow. Because at the end of the day, we want the farmers to not only sustain their families, but the village and the communities.
Exactly, Sefa. That's exactly it. Well, all major donors here, the World Bank and IFAD.
Yeah.
And then yes, there's a lot of money that's coming in, and that's the kind of effect that you want to have. Like you rightly said in the beginning, these are small family farming units.
Yeah.
But having that trickle down, that the trickle down benefits, and then overall, that's what you want to see, right?
Man, be sao kung farmer next year. I'll match him 10 grand. Yes, guys, introduction to our Fantan Talanoang Alanay. Before we head back into the music, I'm passing it on to our girl, Carrie, Senior Procurement Officer. Tell us, Carrie, how has it been this year?
So for our part, for procurement, so mainly maloa ia matangi o chufi fa solo mela ya makoli process. So we've been facing a lot of challenges, like you said, less ups, more
downs.
our main challenge this year are the items.
Okay.
The supplies of items.
Yeah.
So for our part, a little background on our work. Our team for procurement. So after the grant has been matched and everything, so they sign off their grant agreement and they pass it to us. So we procure their items that they want. So we use we do.
You're talking about like gardening tools,
Yes.
Okay.
So we're using currently for Opolo, we're using the e-voucher system, which they generate a local shopping. So in this e-voucher system, MOF, Ministry of Finance, us, the SAFPROM team, and the suppliers. So to generate the shopping for the farmers. Communicate through the e-voucher system, which is commonly known as the MOA app. So we use the MOA app. And the main challenges was the supply of items, especially through COVID, the COVID season, March to April.
Was it difficult, you're talking about the supply, getting out the supply to the farmers, or kumanga onga farmers and what they need?
I believe all the parts, like the suppliers, supplying the goods to the farmers.
Yeah.
So, kailangan delay ako deliveries for the shippings. Yeah, kailangan delay, and that prolong our procedures, our processes, and that was the main challenges for us.
Because I was there, the agriculture main office, and there's a lot of equipments that you guys give out to the farmers, wheelbarrows and different for help of growth, even chainsaws. Is that correct?
Yeah, brush cutters, a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Does the farmer want all of them? Does he I want one of everything, or is it?
Mostly, it's we're talking about someone.
Kinga kwa makalfa ko I need a palau. Esuai lungale. Pamalo to Malay Ministry of Agriculture this morning. Everyone working behind the scene to make this project work. Malo lave to Jolon Sai Malo Love Valefa Palpali ngalo for the Malo Latino just finishing off this week. I was just asking the team when their Christmas end of the year party is, and they said it's tomorrow. Have you guys got all your Christmas presents ready for Kyle?
Kiki.
The worst one though, because you guys were telling us that the limited usul kala I o'clock tomorrow, and that's literally their present 20 tala. Oh man, two rounds on that person. But yes, just finishing off this year. Talkback this morning. Some of the questions that were sent through. This one is for you, Dr. Ramona, and of course, Ari Matangi. It says here, it's been 3 years now since the SAFPROM project started. What have been the major outcomes so far, and what sort of impact are you seeing in the agriculture and the fishery sector?
I think since we launched SAFPROM in March of 2020, we officially closed our registrations for our matching grants program in June of 2020. So it's been a couple of years now since we've been working very closely with our farmers to try and implement the matching grants program. Some of the benefits that we're also seeing, and they just carried out the MGP review. Some of the benefits that the international consultant came and identified were the income, the fact that some of our beneficiaries were now able to increase the amount going out into the communities in terms of employment. There was, I think, and Awi can clarify more on this because he was heavily involved in the review. I think it was a fisher. Makape nga le fase lau ele kupele nga alu kokongi kang kafenga lueng alawa increase ilunga fixe lau, and they also saw the same thing with other beneficiaries. So the trickle down effect that Awi was talking about earlier through the project is now being seen through increased employment opportunities going out to our youth. And not only that, we're also starting to see increased production for some of the more the very active farmers. You can see them increasing production.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot more work that needs to be done if you're going to achieve long-term sustainability. Inga ia sustainable ia kako plokeki ia awange umaku SAFPROM. We need to make sure that we utilize these opportunities to create the opportunities for the sustainability of our sector in moving forward. Yeah.
That is so true. One of the things they fall short, they want results now. Like Kwakokua Ngafi, they want 3 weeks, they want results. But the thing is, you should nurture it until, because it takes years and years. And that's why it's good that you guys are always putting out videos of awareness. And of course, there was that one time they were on the radio, Toa Brown, with the app, just different ways to utilize MSO farmers. Because that's literally the world that we're moving into, digitalize and modernize. And, with every big project, there gotta be a couple of issues along the way. Can you guys name a few of the challenges that you guys have to face?
Yep. I think the biggest challenge that we faced during this year was the lockdown itself, COVID. Yeah. That has been the biggest challenge, and Kerry has noted the issues that we've experienced with delayed shipping, and not only the delay in shipping, but the increase in the costs of items. So when we planned a lot of our farmers training back in 2020, for Savai, and then in 2021 for Upolu, we had worked with Samoa Business Hub and also the DBS team, and the costs were at a certain level. And then when we had COVID and all these issues, the costs had increased significantly. So the ministry, in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, have put in place certain contingencies to allow some moving space with our farmers. Costs so that we can still achieve what we set out to achieve. But that has been some of the main issues that from our procurement side and in general. But Awi can elaborate more on some of the issues that they've also been facing, particularly with the matching grants program and also monitoring in the field.
Thank you, Sefa. I think I'd like to touch on basically Licia Chinese Galea. There's never, because there's a huge demand. So with a huge demand, there's certain expectations that you had to deliver. Team. So we were very fortunate to have volunteers. Oh, Kerry started as a volunteer. We had to interns from the University of the South Pacific, NUS, even Tesesa Institute. You know, they're not. All we had to offer was experience. Right? But they're putting in a lot of time into this project. So that was that's one main thing. The expectation to deliver, and trying our best to do that. In terms of so we talked about, you've seen the good stories.
Yeah.
Of course, you see the extremely good ones. Then of course we have challenging ones. But we don't want to be in a situation where we like, if it's a challenge, then we discard. Goods and services, but you had to try to see social situation, cultural situation, and then trying to work with them. At least, any remedy packages in so sometimes you come and you know, we came a few months ago. You were here, and then we're coming. You're telling us a different direction, and then at the end of the day, it's challenging, but it's always working within that.
It's a good challenge, but what are the questions for yourself, Awi Matangi? What can the stakeholders of the matching grant program expect for the next year? Any update for people who applied for the window 2 of the matching grant program?
Thank you, Sefa. So yes, we had a call out for Windows 2, and that was closed up June this year, June 2022. And we received 106 applications.
Nice.
Now, because of the delays in lockdown and the situation like supplies, the ideal situation was Windows 1, which is the individual farmers and fishers. Windows 2.
Second window,
So, of course, timeline le call of expressions of interest. But now since Windows 1, hopefully by February, March, initial disbursement Windows 1, I found Windows 2. And again, since it's on a much bigger scale, we'll be working with AC experience like the ADB SAPS project and also the financial institutions.
So the window 2 is much more sophisticated than the window 1?
Yes, it's much more sophisticated. Windows 1 individual farmers and fishers. And for Windows 2, for this one, Bisinishi, or the farmer organizations, community-based Falapukonga.
Okay. Also, it's a much more bigger project. Man, it's going to be exciting and a lot more work for you guys next year.
Well, I hope I won't be around. I'm sorry. Just kidding. Yeah, but looking forward to taking it on. It's we'll see when.
Passing it on to our girl Kerry. Of course, Awi Matangi covered that you started yourself as a volunteer, and of course, how has the road been from becoming a volunteer to being part of the main team that makes things happen? As the executive advisor yourself.
So I started volunteering right after school last year,
Yeah.
around this time. So I came straight to the procurement team. So I've seen how challenging it was, like seeing a big project but little like go like kill stuff if I know
Yeah.
So for me, I wasn't volunteering. I was working. I was working already because the day I started, I introduced our team on that day. Vasino Mangalwinga, the procurement part, how to do this and that, and I've learned a lot, the experience, but not just only for the procurement team, like I've said, ko like the team. So in our team, flexible mga, so.
Okay.
I can be a finance officer the other day. I can be a M&E. I can be a MGP manager. So yeah, that's what I've seen the whole of the last year and this year. So ngaluif atas year to make the project going, especially for the many downs and feel a lot of ups. But yeah, it's been good.
But it's good that you're part of the SAFPROM project. We need a lot more younger people to get involved. Because a lot of people, younger people, will stray away from fisheries, fishing, planting crops. But they're the future. They're the ones they coffee have pasak with knowledge, and it's nice that you're involved with the team, Kerry. Hopefully next year we'll see you pay. Passing it on to Dr. Ramona for finishing off our talkback. We talk about some challenges and how does, during this time is the cyclone season. Is that a big worry for the SAFPROM project?
Yep, it always is because we've one of the goods that we've also distributed to our farmers are our tunnel houses. So I think the training aspect is very critical going forward for our farmers to make sure that they are also prepared for times like this. But not only that, I think it's always a challenging time for our sector because if anything happens, we need to be able to step in to support our farmers and fishers during the recovery process. But with the amount of goods that have gone out to our farmers, we hope that the recovery for them will be a lot faster because they already have that foundation support to get them, to get them to recover a lot faster during these critical times. But in going forward with our SAFPROM project, Awi has mentioned the windows to the larger, the commercial farmers, and it's very critical that in order for us to move forward, we need to be able to create the market linkages, and it is only through these the commercial farmers and that we can link up the smaller farmers for these market opportunities so that there can be that the consistency and the sustainability in the income generating opportunities. We can see it's going to be a lot of work going forward. And as you rightfully pointed out, it takes time. And it can take anywhere between, it all depends on the farmer's situation. Some can be a little bit slow to kickstart, but we shouldn't be giving up. We should be working with them, monitoring, utilizing all this technology to help the farmers track their own progress and to ensure that we are putting in place the types of training opportunities for the farmers so that whatever is missing, they can learn and we can learn from them. Okay, these are the challenges that they're facing. And cyclone season and all of that, opportunities farmers, and we need to be working with them to be more aware of those needs so that we can provide the necessary support so that we can achieve that sustainability. And it's going to take probably years to build it.
That's right.
Probably years, but we should never give up. We need to be persistent, keep working with the farmers because there are a lot of hardworking farmers out there. And it is because of them that we are here.
Yeah.
So without the farmers, we wouldn't be in these positions, and we need to make sure that we utilize these opportunities to provide that necessary support to our MGP beneficiaries. So if there's any farmer out there that you're struggling to implement your project, don't worry, we will be on your backs to try and help you get through whatever challenges that you are going through.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that. We're nearing the end of our program. You know, one of the things that I'm super excited for the window 2, which will be next year, for commercial farming, you know, it really opens up opportunities for ngale mo ngalwenga, because ole polenga onisi tanga tele wayai, ole faisi to tele alum fa na usha mo going overseas, because ole lava opportunities ngalwenga. So window 2 is going to be very exciting. Great things will happen, and cannot wait. Giving back to the team. Any final words? Kerry, and of course, Oi Matangi and Doctor.
Thank you, Sefa. I think it's just you mentioned earlier, like your videos, my put out. But I also like to say shout out to you, my team here at iSpy. Putting all those the stories so far, and the feedback so far as well on the Facebook page and watching all the live streams. So thank you so much for that, and we do appreciate that. And again, shout out to all our farmers, our fishers, and everyone that's working behind the scenes. You know, so many hours away from the families because they believe in what we're doing. And you know, just for information too, shout out to Mako Taitai, Dr. Ramona, for not always being on our backs, but, you know, reminding us of why we're here and, you know, of the people that we're here to serve, and to everyone. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to more programs like these.
That's right. Harry, any final words before you head out on your busy day?
Thank you, Sefa. I think Chifi pretty much covered all of it. Just super grateful for the opportunities to work with our farmers, and not just our farmers, but with the people behind the scenes, especially our suppliers. A big shout out to our suppliers for holding it up for us, especially through the challenges that, as I mentioned. And also to our teams, not just Mav, MOF, SPH, and everyone. Yeah, just super grateful. 2022 has been a very big challenge for us, but we made it through, guys. So, mahalo lava.
Okay, Sefa Faftai Lava Mulevano. I think since this is our final show for this year, we also would like to acknowledge all our farmers and our stakeholders that have been on the show, telling their stories, which are all our stories. So we're very, very grateful to them, and we're also very grateful to our comms team member, Liz, for initiating all these ideas to really try. She always said we need to show that our farmers are rock stars. So I think she has achieved that, and I think this is the she's moved on to bigger and better opportunities. But she really has made our farmers and fishers the rock stars, and we will continue to try and tell their stories because they truly are the backbone of our economy. So we need to be there to support them every step of the way. To the team here at iSpy for making this program so interesting. We've had so much positive feedback. And also to the team behind the scenes, I just wish that, there are times when you see the team working very, very, very late to try and get, the work done, all for the sake of serving our farmers and fishers. And like we always say, it's all for our farmers and fishers. Yeah. So malo lava faftaimo mutsapoinga. We have a long way to go yet, but we are positive that we will achieve the impact that SAFPROM was intended for in going forward. Yeah. ai malo fo'i le tō vaenga ia whamanu atu fo'i le kirisimasi i tatou whaingapanga uma e whaapea fo'i tatou whaifatuanga o lo whaalongolongo mai e atu e latua tatou asiasinga tau sanga fō whaafitai.
That's right, team. With the team at SAFPROM. Mole Chulangang Faftai, Dr. Ramona. And of course, Loyufi and Kerry this morning. Faftai to the lava. More than ever know. Tato Mafutai for all the best. Ilekako end of the year party. Let's so Vaiko presents getting alo.